Hello everyone, today I have a 2015 Hyundai Veloster that I will be reviewing for you guys. The Hyundai Veloster was first introduced in 2012 with a 1.6 liter engine, and that was the only engine available for the Hyundai Veloster. Then in 2013, a 2 liter engine was available for the Hyundai Veloster, and that engine was a turbocharged engine, and that was called the Hyundai Veloster Turbo. But in front of you I have the 1.6 liter base 2015 Hyundai Veloster in Century Gray. That's what Hyundai calls Century White, excuse me. That's what they call this white exterior color on this Veloster. So the standard equipment on the Hyundai Veloster are 17-inch alloy wheels, P215 45 tires, a tilt and telescopic steering wheel, a driver's blind spot mirror. Let me show you that driver's blind spot mirror over here. A driver's blind spot mirror, LED headlight accents, which are located right under here. It also has daytime running lights, a 7-inch multimedia display, a rear view camera, which is located right over here. A rear view camera, cruise control, as well as a trip computer. And then it also supports XM radio, Pandora radio, and obviously FM and AM radio. Alright? So let's get into the design of the Hyundai Veloster. So the front of the Hyundai Veloster greets you with an extremely aggressive front end. So right here you see these very angular headlamps, and right under here it's like you could put your hand under here, so it's like indented right there, which adds to the aggressiveness of this front end. You have a nice angular front bumper here, and then below that you have a cutout right here for where this is where your headlamps would be if you had a higher trim of the Hyundai Veloster. Every other trim comes with headlamps, fog lamps, except the base Hyundai Veloster. Now moving over to the center, you have a nice chrome accent bar right here. You have your Hyundai logo in silver. And then below that you have black plastic air ducts underneath. And then right here is where you would put your license plate if you were to have a license plate op for the front of your vehicle. Now coming up to the hood of the vehicle, you can see that it has this nice angle curve right here, as well as plastic inserts right here. These are not functional air vents, but they do add style there. Then right here you have some more accenting lines right here, and then that lead up to the windscreen of the vehicle. So looking on the right side of the Hyundai Veloster, you will see 2 doors. So right here you have your front passenger door and your rear passenger door. Your rear passenger door is a lot smaller than your front passenger door. And then you will notice how this roofline really slopes down. So let me bend down here and really let you see the sloping roofline of the Hyundai Veloster, so you can see how rapidly the roofline slopes down. Now you will also notice how the wheel wells really flare out at the rear, so it really adds that aggressive look. See, from the top you will see this is the main body, and then the wheel wells flare right out. It's also present in the front end, but it's not as aggressive in the front end, but it's also still there. Now coming to the rear of the Hyundai Veloster, you will have halogen taillights, as well as halogen indicators and a halogen reverse light. Now here you will have taillight reflector. These are reflectors, and then your rear end, you have a double rear glass pane design. So right here is one pane, and then over here is another pane, which is pretty cool. Now the Hyundai Veloster also has a rear spoiler. So here goes your rear spoiler, and it's black, so it pretty much gives the feel that this whole section is a window when really there is a spoiler here. And then your other taillight is located right here, and this is LED lights. And then you also have your windshield wiper for the smaller rear window in the back. You can see right here, this is the Hyundai logo. You have your reverse camera, and then below that it says Veloster in the center of the car, which I really like how they put it in the center. Now coming lower in the bumper, you have a plastic insert in the bottom right here, and that's where you would put your license plate. And then below your license plate, you have your exhaust tips right there. Dual exhaust tips that lead to the center, which is also pretty cool. Not that many cars under really $20,000 offer that feature. Alright, so now we're on the left side of the vehicle, and you will immediately notice one thing. It only has one door on this side. So the Hyundai Veloster has one door on the left side and two doors on the right side. So that gives it a coupe-like look on the left side, but the practicality of a sedan the sedan on the right side. So like most traditional coupes, you don't have to worry about having to fold up the front seat to get into the rear, because on the other side you have the two doors, so you could just get right in. Alright, so now let's hop inside and see the interior of the 2015 Hyundai Veloster. So here go the keys to the 2015 Hyundai Veloster. You have your electronic key here, which has your lock, your unlock, and this is for your trunk. You just press and hold this down and it unlocks your trunk. On the back you have your alarm, which will go off. And then you also up here you have a little Hyundai logo there in plastic. Now right here is your key that you would put into your ignition to start up the car. And this also has a little Hyundai logo there with just indented plastic. I would have liked for them to focus more on the key. I feel like it's just a little on the cheap side, but let's unlock the car. So here you could also insert the key if, let's say, your battery dies or something, but let's unlock it. Alright, so getting inside of the Hyundai Veloster. Alright, so pretty much you just insert the key into the ignition. And start it up. Alright, so now that we are inside of the Hyundai Veloster, let's review it. Alright, so over here, the door panel, on the top of the door panel, it's hard touch plastics. It's also hard touch plastics right on here on the door panel as well. This is pretty hard. Here it has a slight rubberized texture to it, but it doesn't have like any padding to it. So your arm will probably begin to get numb if you're resting your elbow on there for a while. And then right here, it's like it's a different type of plastic here, but all right. And then over here, you have your door lock and unlock. You have your window lock there. Over here you have your auto up-down window just for the left, just for the driver's side. So you just tap it once and the window goes down. You tap it once. Oh, and it's not auto up, it's only auto down. So I would have liked to see auto up as well. Over here you have a nice chrome looking door handle. I'm not sure if that's real chrome, but it looks nice. Here you have a speaker. You also have a speaker right here. You have a silver painted plastic handle right here that you can hold to close the door. It's pretty easy to close the door with that. And then right over here you have your mirror controls for your and then over here you have your AC vent. It has nice silver plastic around it, accenting it. And then over here you have an active eco button, and these are for your lights, the brightness. Alright, so coming over here to the center of the instrument cluster, you will see you have your tachometer over here. You have your speedometer on this side that goes up to 150 miles per hour. And then you have your odometer here. This vehicle has 7,836 miles on it. You have your engine, your coolant engine temperature right there, your fuel gauge there, and then that is the range that you have left from your fuel tank. So it estimates that this vehicle has about 293 miles left on that amount of fuel in the gas tank. All right. So over here, this is the cover for the instrument cluster, and it's nice. It's plastic. It's hard touch plastic. It's not texture. It has like a nice plastic texture to it. Over here, this is to defrost this section of the window right here, so you could see out of the window. So that is a cool feature there. All right. So coming to the steering wheel, you have a hard touch airbag cover on the steering wheel. Right here you have your mode. So when you press mode, it'll change over here on your radio. So it'll switch from AM to XM, to all the different types of XM and FMs that you have on your radio. Alright, so now let's come over here. Here you have your volume for your radio. Here you can go also through each station in your radio. So you can just go right through by pressing this button right here, up and down. Here is your cruise control button, your cancel button to cancel your cruise control, and to change the speeds for your cruise control as well as to set it and restart it. And then here is to set your trip computer and to reset your trip computer. And then here, if someone is calling you, you can pick up this car connects to your smartphone through Bluetooth. So if someone's calling you and you're driving, you just press right here and then you pick up your call. And then once you're done, you hang up. Here is voice command, so I'm going to turn on voice command right now.
Please say a command after the beep.
Help.
Help. Available commands are radio, XM.
Alright, so that's that. And then you just click on it again, and it will cancel it. Alright, you click on the hang up, and it'll cancel the voice command. Alright, so the steering wheel itself is like a polyurethane plastic. It has a slight squishiness to it. You have nice bolsters here. I mean, they're not extremely big, but they add to the sporty nature of the vehicle. It doesn't have a flat bottom steering wheel, but it does have 3 spokes with a little hole through there. Alright, so coming to the center console here, you have a 7-inch color LCD display. So right here you can switch between FM, AM, and XM radio. You can do your disc insert. Right now there's no disc in there, so it's going to give you that little saying there. Then also there's media, so you click on media if you had a phone connected, and then info. And if you go to info, you have your XM data, your Blue Max. So your Blue Max pretty much tells you your speed and then pretty much how efficient you're driving. So it'll give you little points here once you press start. It gives you little points here as to how efficient you're driving, and it will fill up your car with leaves. And then right over here you have the speed that you're driving as well. Alright, so right here it gives you the software info and then help. And then over that you have your disc insert, your disc eject, and then over here if you just click that, it'll show you a clock display. That's pretty cool. Alright, so below that you have your volume controls here. It's a nice knob. Over here you have your tune control knob. Right here you have your phone button. You have your phone button, so you click on phone and then it will connect to your phone. And then here is your seek track button, so pretty much you could track between like just through stations with this button. But that also works if with this button right here you could go through your tracks as well. Alright, so here goes the different zones that you could have the AC going to. You could have it going directly just to your face and your feet, just your feet, and different options. Alright, so now right here is pretty much how cool or how warm you want your AC to be on. The different speeds of the AC, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on this side you have your front defroster and your rear defroster for your windshields, for your front windshield and your rear window. And then right here you have your circulation vents. This is pretty much circulating the air inside of the car, and it's not taking air from outside, sucking it through. And then this is your max AC. So let's say you have it on 2, let's say you have it on 4, and it's a really hot day. You put on max AC and it turns it up even more. Alright, and then right here you have your hazards. Alright, so coming below that, here if you had any higher trim of the Hyundai Veloster, you would get push button start, and this is where your push button start would be. So you would just push right there and it will start up the engine. Now below that you see you have your 12 volt a 12 volt car charger there, so you can charge your phone there. Here you have an auxiliary port as well as an iPod USB port. Alright, so in this car you have a 6-speed Eco Shift dual clutch transmission. So I'm in park right now. You go to reverse and it shows you a nice reverse camera with distance markers, but it doesn't have any trajectory. When you turn the wheel, it still stays the same there. So now if you go into neutral, and then you have drive, and then in drive you have your a sport mode. So if you click it over to the right, you can shift up for up and down for down. All right, so coming over here to the center, down here you have 2 cup holders. You have a smaller cup holder here and then a larger one there. You have your handbrake, and then you have a softly padded center console armrest that opens up, and it's a 2-stage open, so it opens there and opens there. That's pretty cool, so you get extra storage out of that. Over here you also get another speaker, and then the top portion of this dashboard has a nice texturized feel to it. It's like this texture is pretty much all throughout the interior, and I really like it. I mean, this is a good substitute. Instead of them giving you soft touch material, I feel like this is a pretty good substitute for that. So now I'm gonna hop out of the driver's seat and go into the passenger side and show you the parts of the side on the passengers. Alright, so now that I'm in the passenger side of the vehicle, it has the same materials up here. We have a like the textured hard touch plastic, and then below here you have a hard touch material, but it's a different type of graining. This graining is like triangles, and then here's like supposed to be mimicking like leather, but it's hard touch plastic. Here you have your glove compartment right there. Over here you have another AC vent. You have your chrome looking door handle, and then below there you have a speaker. You have another speaker here, and then you have a cup holder, a bottle holder, not a cup holder. You have a storage, like a little storage area there, another storage area here, and this is hard touch plastic as well below. And then here you have your lock and unlock the doors, and then you have your window switches here, and it's not auto up or down, it's just a power window switch. All right. So now looking at the seat material inside of the Hyundai Veloster, you have, in the base Hyundai Veloster, you have cloth seats that have a pretty good plushness to them. You have pretty good bolstering here on the bottom cushion, as well as the upper cushion. It's actually pretty good. And then here you see that it says Veloster, and it's like has like, it's like engraved in like a plastic like insert there. And then you have your headrest that's in like a hexagonal shape here, and it's manually adjusted. Also, the seats are manually adjusted as well. This is the backrest here, and then you have to move the front seat. To move the seat forward and backwards. All right. So now let's check out the room in the rear seat. All right. So in the back seat, the front seat is to my comfort level, where I would sit at. I'm about 5'11", and that front seat is pretty much adjusted to how I would like to sit in the passenger seat. So right here behind myself in the passenger seat, I have a pretty decent amount of leg room there. Below the seat, you don't really have that much room because the front passenger seat doesn't have height adjustment, so it's pretty low down, so I can't really tuck my feet under there. I mean, I could if I tried, but it's not really the most comfortable area to put your feet. Alright, so right here you have a similar design to the cup holders in the front. You have a large cup holder there, and then a smaller one behind it, and then you have a little cubby here to put like a little bit of things there. Now in the center, you don't have any armrest that comes down. I would have liked to see that in this car, but over here on this side, there obviously is no door on this side, so the rear door extends a little bit further to the rear seat of the car. So here you get another speaker. You have a little cubby there to put things inside of. You have a small window there. On this side you have another window, but it's a little larger. And then here you have a power window up and down. It's not automatic, but only this window is powered. This window right here is not powered, because that's the window, that's the side that doesn't have the door, so that side is not powered. You also have airbags inside of this vehicle as well. You have one located there, another one located over there. Those are curtain airbags. And then you don't have any torso airbags over here, but you do have those curtain airbags to protect your head. And then in the front seat, you have your front airbags. You have one there as well as one there. And then you have torso airbags as well over here in that area on both sides in the front seat. Alright, so now let's check cargo space of the 2015 Hyundai Veloster. Alright, so pretty much you just put your hand right here, click the button underneath, and then it will unlock the trunk, and then you have to manually lift it up. Alright, so you will see how this how the trunk opens. It has a very like sloping, cool look to it. The whole back opens up, which is pretty cool. So you can pretty much look right over and see the passengers right there. So do be careful if you're a taller passenger and you're sitting in the back seat and someone's putting things in the trunk and they're gonna go and close it down and you're really tall. You don't want to bop your head up there. It also warns you right here, just in case. It says taller, you know, for the taller passengers, be careful with that. Right, so looking at your cargo space in the back of a Hyundai Veloster, you have 15.5 cubic feet of space with these rear seats folded up, how they are right now. And then you get 34.7 cubic feet with the rear seats folded down. So you can pretty much fold down the rear seats from the rear as well as from the front, thanks to this very uniquely styled trunk lid here. So pretty much you could do it from the rear by just reaching your hand over right here and clicking that and pushing that seat forward. But you could also do it from the back seat as well, which is pretty convenient because a lot of cars that either give you one option or another option. But in this car, you could also do it from here and just reach in and click it as well. That's pretty cool. So let me fold down the seats. And show you how flat the floor folds down. So this is pretty much how flat the floor folds down. I mean, it's not extremely flat. It does begin to incline upwards towards the seats. But that's okay. I mean, I would have liked to see like have a flat load floor. That would have been cool. So I would have liked it to have a flat cargo area from the rear seat to the front seat. But underneath the floor here, it's a pretty thin floor, but underneath there you have a fix-a-flat kit. It's not a full spare tire, it's just a fix-a-flat kit there. And then right here you have where your wheel wells will protrude into there. So that cuts down cargo capacity just by a little bit. And then right here you have your cargo cover here so people can't look through from the outside. Alright, so let's talk about what's under the hood of the 2015 Hyundai Veloster. So under this vehicle, you get a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder engine powered by a 6-speed dual clutch transmission, which is pretty much like an automated manual. So it feels like a manual transmission, but it's automatic, so you don't have to shift. So the manual transmission, if you were to get the manual transmission, the stick shift, your fuel economy would be 26 in the city and 35 in the highway. And then with the automated manual transmission, the dual clutch transmission, your fuel economy would be 27 in the city and 36 on the highway. So it's about 1 more mile per gallon better in city and highway driving. All right, so the manual transmission with the stick shift produces 138 horsepower and 123 pound-feet of torque. And then with With the automatic transmission, it produces about 132 horsepower and 120 pound-feet of torque. Now, the 0 to 60 times for the Hyundai Veloster in the manual transmission is 8.4, and then in the automatic transmission, it is about 9 seconds. Alright, so now it's time to talk about pricing. Alright, so the base price of a brand new Hyundai Veloster of this 2015 version, if it was to be brand new, would be about $18,825 with the manual transmission. And if you were to get the optional automatic transmission, it would add about $1,100, and then the price would jump to $19,925. So pretty much $20,000 for this vehicle right here if you were to buy it brand new. But now that it's about a year later, the Hyundai Veloster is about $15,000 used with the automatic transmission. So if you want the manual transmission, I'm sure you could get it for slightly cheaper. Alright, so now let's talk about a few of the dimensions of the Hyundai Veloster. So the wheelbase of the Hyundai Veloster, which is pretty much between this wheel and that wheel, the center of those wheels, is 104.3 inches. The overall length of this vehicle, so pretty much from the tippy front to the very end of the vehicle, is 166.1 inches. The turning radius of this vehicle, so pretty much, let's say you're on a street and you want to make a U-turn. The turning radius of this vehicle is 17.1 inches. So that's a pretty good turning radius for this size of car. And then the curb weight of this vehicle is 2,584 pounds. Alright. Well, thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day. And this is Marcus reviewing the 2015 Hyundai Veloster in Century White.